Well, I think this is one of the most awaited videos onto this channel because many Arsenal fans all over the world view this channel asking themselves, we want to see Rokani, a person that supports Manchester United, analyze the game of Arsenal and Manchester United. Is he going to be biased? Is he going to be deluded? Is he going to be really one-sided? Is he going to act as a professional? Is he going to be objective? Guys, here I am to give you what you expected or you least expected me to see about this game of football, because everything is written on the wall that Arsenal is really the most informed team in the Premier League. They are topping the Premier League table. They played 18 games and they are having 49 points, and it shows you how really good this team was. I believe Arsenal is a team that has really gone ahead to disprove very many people by really winning very many games that no one even thought they would go ahead and really win, apart from me, because for me, as the season started, I predicted that if at all Arsenal signed 4 players, they will score 90 points. And if I told you score 90 points, you are so much into the title bracket. Not so? So welcome to Rokani Media Football. This game of football is going to be happening tomorrow at Emirates. Rokani David is my name. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, you know, this is the biggest game of football in the Premier League. That's it. Especially if at all United is really on the high and Arsenal on the high. As things stand, what has made this game of football pick up a lot of vibe amongst different supporters is because Arsenal is just 8 points. Not so? United is having 39. Not so? Let me check these points very well because I want to be exact on what I'm going to say. Arsenal is having 49, United is having 39 points, meaning that the difference is 10 points. Not so? When you look at the table of the Premier League, Arsenal is having 47 points, right? United is having 39 points. That's it. So the difference is 8 points. What does that mean? If Arsenal beats United tomorrow, it's going to extend its lead ahead of United to 11. You get? If Arsenal and United draw tomorrow, Arsenal would have kept that gap the same, 8 points. Now, if United beats Arsenal tomorrow, they would have enlightened their chances to go ahead and really be close to Arsenal by just 5 points, because United will be at 42 points and Arsenal will be at 47. Now, to go back where I started from, if Arsenal wins this game of football, remember United has played one more game ahead of Arsenal, meaning that Arsenal have a game in hand ahead of Manchester United. So if Arsenal beats United tomorrow, they'll extend their points to 11, and if at all Arsenal happens to win their game in hand, they'll be 14 points ahead of Manchester United, meaning that this is where the battle comes in through. You'll find United fans saying that, oh, Ten Hag might really help us tomorrow and really save us. Obviously, you expect Ten Hag to come out and really do the needful and calculate this game of football, but obviously, it all lies in the hands of the players that is going to name on the field of play. The same applies to Mikel Arteta. I've seen both press conferences, Ten Hag coming out and saying that we beat Arsenal without Casemiro, because that is really the biggest talking point. But to me, Casemiro is not the talking point, because however much Casemiro would have been that game of football, Arsenal would have been favourites. With or without Casemiro, Arsenal would have been favourites. That's it. Let no one lie to you. Arsenal would have been favourites with or without Casemiro. They would have gone ahead to be favourites in this game of football. Now, has United ever beat Arsenal without Casemiro? The answer is yes. Even the recent fixture that really was at Old Trafford, it ended 3-1 in favour of Manchester United when Casemiro came on through and played just 15 minutes of the game of football until the 9th minute really was blown. Even he had really gifted Arsenal after going in for a blind pass that really led to Harry Maguire to sacrifice himself to get hold of Gabriel Jesus, and obviously a yellow card was really given to Harry Maguire. So it shows you that United won that game of football, right, without Casemiro. Mikel Arteta heated about it, but this time around, Arsenal really looks better. Even when they're playing at Old Trafford, they looked a side that was so much better than us. They played us off the pitch. For us, we just capitalized onto their mistakes, got hold of that ball, go into for line splitting passes, utilized onto the pace of Rashford, and hit that ball into the back of the net. Rashford with a brace, Anthony scoring on his debut. That's how the game of football really went. But talking of football and who really outplayed the other, who had a lion's share of the possession, it was Arsenal. Arsenal came at Old Trafford and they never even feared us. Arteta told his players, go for them, and they went for us. They even played a high line at Old Trafford. But later, that's what United capitalized onto that and really won that game of football. But I'm really afraid. That's it. I want to be admittative, guys. I'm afraid if Arsenal came at Old Trafford and played how they played, they never respected us. You get? What is it going to be like when we are at the Emirates, a stadium that really has close to 65,000 fans? You get? We are playing a team that has gone 19 years. They are making a decade in May without winning a Premier League trophy. This is the team we are talking about. These are wounded lions for a very long time, with a new young manager in Mikel Arteta constructing a team in a space of 2-3 years that is really up to go on and really do the needful to really win the trophy. These players of Arsenal look unstoppable. You see, goals of Arsenal come from every angle. That's it. They come from every angle. I'm not underestimating United, that you're really a weak side, but remember, Arsenal have rested for 7 days. They last played on Sunday. Was it Sunday or Saturday? I think Sunday, when they beat Tottenham Hotspur by 2-0. And ever since then, Arsenal has never played a game of football. United played on Saturday against City, and we played on Wednesday against Crystal Palace, a game that was away in London that really needed us to use a lot of energy. Now, where is the energy going to come in from? Will we match the intensity of Arsenal players? Because they really look more fresh, and they have two direct players, Bukayo Saka and Martinelli Gabriel. Those two are really too direct, and they make Arsenal look different with Martin Odegaard. One will say, Rokani, don't say you're afraid because you guys managed to go ahead and really beat City at Old Trafford. But trust me, you hand that possession to Arsenal at Old Trafford, they will terrorize you. That's it. And you know what's going to be happening at Emirates? They're going to be having a lion's share of the possession. Man City, they pass slowly until when you really admit that, all right, you can score. But for Arsenal, they do everything. They can be like Man City. They can gate the speed out of the game. They reduce the tempo. Then they increase the tempo. That's Arsenal for you. And they are coming for us. I'm really worried about it. However much we are really having a very good defense, good goalkeeper, Marcus Rashford on fire, Bruno Fernandes trying to find his form, you get? But we are going at the Emirates. Guys, Manchester United last won at the Emirates, I think was it 2017? And that is when last pulled out a double on Arsenal in 2017. That's it. Let's not lie to you. So, I believe Arsenal has 80% chances of winning this game of football. That's it. United has 20%. That's it. Arsenal is the favorite to win this game. I go there. I'm not expecting a draw. I expect a win from either teams. But I believe Arsenal is really having a very huge chance of winning this game of football because they're at home. They know what this game of football needs. They just need to go out and do the needful and really win because City has played one game more than them. City has gone ahead to win the game against Spurs. They are closing in at 5 points. City is playing Wolverhampton Wanderers tomorrow before Arsenal plays Manchester United. If City wins, they will be 2 points behind Arsenal. You get 2 points behind Arsenal. What does that mean? However much Arsenal will be having 2 games in hand, that means they have to first go ahead and really win the game of Manchester United to get that gap back to 5. Then when they win their game in hand or the other game in hand, it goes back to 8. Arsenal really have lots of things to lose if at all they don't win this game of football. The same applies to Manchester United because it bridges the gap in between them and Arsenal. But obviously, it is a game that Arsenal look like they really want to go ahead and really win a lot in there for you. So let's go into the predicted starting 11 of a team known as Arsenal as far as this is concerned, because I've given you a little bit of the snippet of what I believe how the game of football is going to be. But let's see what Mikel Arteta is going to be like. The system of Arsenal, obviously, 4-3-3 is the system that Mikel Arteta is going to capitalize on too, because he's a disciple of Pep Guardiola, and Pep Guardiola really loves that a lot. Now, let's go to the goalkeeper of Arsenal. It's not going to be Matt Turner, it's not going to be Karl Heinz, it's going to be Ramsdale. That is done and dusted. You saw what he did when Arsenal was playing Tottenham Hotspur. He's really a very good goalkeeper. I don't know what the combined 11 is going to be like, because it's really going to be a very heated battle between Ramsdale and David De Gea, and that is going to come in through in the next 3 hours. I believe it will be the video that's going to close the day, because today we've done very many videos. This is the 5th video I'm doing today onto this channel, so it shows you that it's really getting heated up onto this channel. Now, that is Ramsdale is going to start in goal. To me, he was my man of the match when Arsenal was playing a side called Tottenham Hotspur. He had close to 5 shots saved, and he had some world-class saves. So he did some worldly saves, so I believe he really deserves to be in goal for Arsenal. On the right back, it's going to be Ben White, as usual. I think we all know that it's Ben White to play on the right side of the Arsenal side, but Ben White is going to be having an assignment of really stopping Marcus Rashford and Luke Shaw, who are really going to be playing onto that side, meaning that he needs to act very well, read that game very well. If Arsenal is going to play a high line, he needs to find himself in a position of stopping a player known as Marcus Rashford, because Rashford is a player who really likes to run into wide spaces. Arsenal obviously are going to play high line. They are going to be a very big space between the goal of Arsenal and the center line. So if Bruno Fernandes finds a pass behind Ben White, it's a gone case, because Ben White can't outsprint Marcus Rashford, and Marcus Rashford did at Old Trafford. He outsprinted 3 of the defenders of Arsenal as he scored the second and third goal into that game of football. So the assignment of Ben White is simple: going ahead to silence Marcus Rashford. That's it. But is it going to be an easy one? It will depend on how the midfield of United is going to be dynamic, and really including Rashford into the game of play a lot, because that is what you need to get Marcus Rashford onto that. But Ben White is a very good defender, right back, playing very well for Arsenal, and is doing things of well. And then after, we know United, if at all they will be really wanting to go on and really go for the game, towards the end, they're having one of the most exciting young talents known as Alejandro Garnacho. He might come in through, and is going to hit to torment very many defenders, all fullbacks in this Premier League, meaning that Ben White should be ready for that, because at a point X, Rashford will play through the middle. Obviously, Alejandro Garnacho will face Ben White, meaning that Ben White needs to be on high alert. He doesn't need to be sloppy, not even for a second. He doesn't need to blink to see to it that he really stops a player known as Marcus Rashford, because that's the most dangerous side of Manchester United, not the right side. Let's go to the left back. Kieran Tierney, Tomiyasu, Zinchenko. Obviously, the Ukrainian defender, Zinyi, that is Zinchenko, is expected to play onto that side. Not so much trouble for him to face, because I believe Ten Hag is not going to play with Antony for starters. He'll first start Bruno Fernandes onto this side, and Bruno Fernandes is not a player that really utilizes these wide areas, meaning that he'll always cut inside, and Zinchenko might be having a free party until Ten Hag will go on and say, all right, let me introduce in Antony to play onto the right attacking side of the midfield. That's when I believe it will really be hard times for Tomiyasu, for Zinchenko. But I believe at all Antony will be brought in. The manager of Arsenal will go ahead and really bring Kieran Tierney, depending on the game situation of the game tomorrow. That is Zinchenko. I don't see him really having a lot of things to do, because even Dalot, who is with the overlapping flamboyant right back of Manchester United, is out of this game. He's the one who would have really made those runs to really bring some trouble to a side called Arsenal. But I think Zinchenko is going to be having a very, very, very good day at Emirates, because I think that side of his won't be really one of the dangerous sides that United are really going to use, because Antony has not yet clicked on. Dalot, that really supplemented a lot coming in from the right back into the offensive side, he's off. So I believe this guy is really going to be having like a day off at Emirates, you never know what is going to happen, but I don't see United capitalizing a lot onto that right side where Zinchenko is going to play. Let's go to the central defense. Obviously, it's going to be Gabriel Magalhaes and a player known as William Saliba. Saliba looked rusty in the first 2 games that Arsenal played against Brighton and West Ham, but later in the other games that Arsenal really went ahead to play, he really looked great. That of Tottenham and that of Newcastle, he looked solid. He's back to the Saliba that we know. Obviously, that central defense is going to be responsible of either marking Anton Martial or Weghorst, one of those. And even Marcus Rashford later in the game, he will be played through the middle to see to it that he really utilizes the pace to really penetrate into that high line of Arsenal and really pick it, because he really likes that ball over the top. And that ball over the top, if at all Arsenal continues to play high line and that ball is played, then it will be played into the favor of him, and you never know, he might torment them again. But they need to be observant, especially if at all Anton Martial plays. They need to be observant of that man, because most things that he does on the field of play, few people really feel them. But if at all you know the game of football, you'll know the importance of Anton Martial, because even the manager of Manchester United has been vocal about his importance in the game of play. You watch the game of City, Anton Martial was into for the first 45 minutes. City was really caught breathless. They were suffocated by United. They couldn't find sorry. They couldn't find Haaland. They couldn't find Kevin De Bruyne, and they forced them to go out and play wide. That's what it's all about. So that is the back four of Arsenal, as you know, and that's how it's going to start. Then let's go to the midfield. It's going to be Thomas Partey. Obviously, he looks like he's going to be having an easy day, but not as most of people think, because Scott McTominay and Freddie might really rise up their game. But obviously, Thomas Partey is really pointed at to be one of the players to really dominate that midfield battle, because he's one of the best single pivot players, and it's really annoying for us of Manchester United that we're not having Casemiro. But obviously, no matter what, we move on and we play the game of football, because it's Casemiro that really made himself miss this game of football by going in for that foul on Wilfred Zaha. Odegaard, the best player in the Premier League right now, playing on the left shoulder of Thomas Partey, and Xhaka is going to be playing onto the right shoulder of Thomas Partey. That's the midfield three of Arsenal. Obviously, the front three is going to be Gabriel Martinelli. That's it. To play as the left forward. Then Edin Ketia is going to lead the line, and Bukayo Saka is going to come in through and really play the needful for side of Arsenal. And remember, Bukayo Saka might become the second player of Arsenal to score in 3 consecutive games against Manchester United. Remember, the first player to do that was Freddie Ljungberg, but Bukayo Saka is into that line. Remember, when we played at Emirates last time, when Rangnick was there, that game ended 3-1 in favor of Arsenal. Saka scored a penalty. At Old Trafford, it's Saka that really got Arsenal their only goal this season. It was an equalizer in the 53rd minute. Then, if at all he scores against Man United tomorrow, then he would have gone into history that he's the second player to score against Manchester United in 3 consecutive games. So it shows you how important this game of football is. But that front three of Arsenal is really great. Edin Ketia, he has shown us that his work rate has improved. He can score goals if at all you get him on that ball. Though against Tottenham Hotspur, missed out on 2 sitters, but I believe he can capitalize onto that and really coming through. I believe it's going to be a very, very, very much competitive side, but Arsenal are really having a lot. To me, I believe Arsenal are really having a lot to win this game of football. I know Arsenal's worry was simple, that do we have a player that can come off the bench and really add on the required gear if at all this game is like 0-0 or 1-1 and you want to win it? The answer was really answered, or the question was really answered yesterday when Arsenal unveiled Trossard and they registered him and is eligible to play this game of football, meaning that Trossard is available. He's going to be on the bench because I don't see him starting unless otherwise any of the players that leads the line, any of the 3 players that play across that front line will be injured, but I believe they are going to be fully fit for this game. So Trossard will be one of those players that Mikel Arteta would like to introduce to the fans of Arsenal, especially tomorrow, as another gear from the bench. So Arsenal are really having a very good game are having a very good bench because Emily Smith-Rowe, Fabio Vieira, and Trossard. But the most deadly player, all assassin, is Trossard, coming off the bench, and he might make his debut tomorrow as he plays against Manchester United. But even Emily Smith-Rowe shouldn't be undermined because he's a big game killer. That's it. He's a big game killer, and he has been one of those players that's going to have to score in very many big games. Even Trossard is a big game killer, scored against City at Brighton this season, scored against Liverpool, and scored a hat-trick against Liverpool on the debut of De Zerbi, a manager that he fell out with at Brighton. So it shows you how good Arsenal is. And secondly, United are going to come. I think they're going to play a deep line. That's it. Freddie, Scott McTominay in the midfield, Eriksson playing as a cam, Bruno on the right, Rashford on the left, Martial leading the line. Yeah, that's it. And Arsenal just needs to go on and redo the needful. But I believe Arsenal has a high chance of winning this game of football. But to me, I see no draw written over this game. I see a win all over this game. An Arsenal win or a United win. That's it. But Arsenal have 80% chances of winning this game of football. And I will be surprised if at all we get a result from Emirates. That's it. I'll be surprised because Arsenal really has to go on for this game. I just know they are going to put out everything because they know what this game means and the importance of this game of football. Because they draw it, City comes close to them. And they are keeping that gap in between them and Manchester United close. However much there is a game in hand. Now, if they lose to United, United close into 5 points behind Arsenal. You get? Arsenal are really going to go out for this game. I'm worried, guys, but I know we can win that game of football. But I believe Arsenal has an 80% chance of winning this game of football. I'll be shocked if at all we win this game of football. Even if we get a draw, I'm going to be shocked, guys, and you'll see my match reaction because I don't see us getting a result at Emirates. That's it. I don't see us getting a result, but you never know what happens. Let's wait and see how the midfield go on and really participate or behave in that game because games of football won and lost in the midfield. And one thing Arsenal shouldn't do, they shouldn't allow Marcus Rashford to operate. If Marcus Rashford operates, obviously Arsenal are really going to have put themselves into a dangerous situation because Arsenal doesn't play deep line, they play high line. And if at all Martial is past fit, obviously he is really going to play a very huge role in this game of football. And that bench of United will be having Garnacho, and if at all Sancho makes it to the match squad because he returned in training, obviously that will be a plus to Manchester United. But guys, I see an Arsenal win written all over this game of football, according to my understanding. So guys, thank you very much for watching it through. I think you've gotten what you wanted to know about me and Arsenal. Obviously, I believe Arsenal winning this game of football. They are really having a high chance of beating us because even last time they beat us at Emirates, this time around, it's really going to be a heated game. Arsenal are going to come in this game of football in the result between Man City and Wolverhampton Wanderers, meaning that they'll be knowing that we are now 2 points ahead of Man City, and they'll go all out to win this game of football. But you never know. Refereeing decisions might really go into history for who is going to win this game of football. Who scores first is going to be important. How these teams defend. You get? One disadvantage that Arsenal have home is that they've only kept a clean sheet in one game. That was against Nottingham Forest. But all of the games they've played home in the Premier League, they've gone ahead to concede. That's it. And United are also good at conceding goals from away because I think they've played only one game away and they've not conceded. That was a game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. But the first game they played away, I think there are 3 games that United have played away without conceding. Against Leicester, against Everton, and against Wolverhampton Wanderers. But United conceded against City, they conceded 6. Aston Villa, United conceded 3. Against Everton, United conceded 1. Against Crystal Palace, United conceded 1. Meaning that United has been conceding goals. And second, let's go to the big teams United has played away. Against Chelsea, we conceded 1. Against Man City, we conceded 6. Meaning that we've only won against the top 6 teams when we are hosting them at Old Trafford. Tottenham, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City. But away from home, The best we've gotten is a draw against Chelsea and a loss against Man City. So Arsenal can use that to capitalize onto that and really believe that they can go ahead and really win this game of football. But obviously, there is something I really want to show you before this really goes to an end. This is what I want to show you, and these are the stats of the Premier League games that have been played in between Arsenal and Manchester United. 61 Premier League games have been played in between Arsenal and Manchester United. 17 wins for Arsenal, 26 wins for Manchester United, 67 goals by Arsenal, 87 goals by Manchester United, 19 clean sheets kept by Arsenal, 17 clean sheets kept by Manchester United, meaning that United has just won 9 games more than Arsenal. So let's wait and see what is going to happen at the Emirates, and that's what I had for you here onto this channel. Your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, guys. I think I've given you what you guys wanted to know, but the midfield battle is expected. Rashford versus Ben White. Who do you think is going to win that battle? Bruno Fernandes or Anthony versus Zinchenko. Who is winning that battle? Luke Shaw versus Bukayo Saka. Who is winning that battle? All right. Then Martinelli versus Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Who is winning that battle? Edin Nketiah facing Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez. Who do you think is winning those battles? Into the comment section below. I sign out for now. See you later. May the one will bless you abundantly. I'm out. I'm returning with the combined 11. You guys are really going to love it or hate me, but this is going to be my opinion, and I would like to see your opinions in the comment section below. Bye bye.